We live in a world where time is the ultimate luxury. For decades, private aviation has been the answer. But this isn't just about speed, it's about the machine, the history, and the sheer audacity of flight. This is where the best of the best come to play. Welcome to the biggest party in aviation. At NBAA-BACE 2025, the future is not just approaching, it is here. Boom Aviation is set to revolutionize private travel with Mach 1.7 speeds. Imagine a business jet soaring through the skies. I had the opportunity to fly in their simulator. So what could possibly go wrong?
Okay guys, we're at Boom Aviation here at the expo. Wish me luck with this one.
I'll be right back. You know what instrument approach is? Okay. Alright, so main thing is you're going to keep an eye on your speed take. You're coming in pretty hot, 165 knots. And generally you're already starting out on wide slope, and you're pretty well aligned with the runway. You're not too much lateral deviation. But yeah, so small movements. It does, but it's also manual as well. So.
Really?
You're going to want to cut back to the right. You see the runway right there? Yep, there you go. Little low, so you want to pull back a little bit, push your throttles up. There you go. Yep, that's good. Throttle back, yeah. 300. I would cut your throttles. You want to flare around 100 AGL. Start to flare. Push the nose to set her down. She likes to keep flying.
Yeah, she sure
It's pretty clean.
Damn. It was the center line.
Rudder pedals.
Yeah, led by center line. Cool. Very nice. Don't let me fly this, guys.
To understand where we're going, we have to appreciate where we've been. This is the Lear Jet 23. It wasn't just a jet, it was a revolution. Before it, private jets were modified airliners. This was the first purpose-built, mass-produced private jet. The cockpit, pure 1960s precision. Fast, sleek, and for the first time, accessible. It opened the skies not just to faster travel, but to a new status symbol. It redefined private and kicked off the entire business aviation industry we see today. From the pioneers of the jet age to the legends of the piston age, the Douglas DC-3 remains the backbone of classic aviation. Let's meet the owner and pilot of this beauty, Mr. Brooks Pettit, president of Vaerus Jet Sales.
Well, very nice to meet you, sir. What an amazing aircraft. You don't get to see a lot of beautiful DC-3s these days. How did you acquire it?
I grew up around DC-3s. My dad flew DC-3s, and so I had been searching for several years for the right caliber of DC-3 to buy, and bought this airplane in 2022 from a guy that had taken really good care of the airplane. So it was a really great opportunity and time to buy this airplane.
Could you give me a little information about the aircraft? Was it an airliner before you got her? What airline did she fly for?
Yeah, so this airplane was delivered October 12th of 1945, and so as everybody knows, the war was ending in the European theater, and so the airplane never saw any service with the Army Air Corps. It was delivered as a C-47 for the Army Air Corps, immediately surplused, and then it was sold in the civilian market to CBS News. It was CBS News's first airplane. So they owned it for several years, and then they sold it to another company that Johnson, or OMC Engine Corporation, built Johnson and Mercury boat engines. That was their corporate airplane then for another decade or so. And then they donated it to the Experimental Aircraft Association. So EAA owned the airplane. Paul Pobresny and Tom Pobresny flew the airplane for EAA to go around and visit their chapters. And then it changed hands again a couple of times. It spent some time in Las Vegas doing Grand Canyon tours, and then it went to Alaska. So Era Classic Airlines. So the neat part of the story about this airplane is that this airplane and its sister ship, they had two airplanes operated for Era Classic Airlines. They were the last two Part 121 air carrier DC-3s that were flown. So it had a neat start, and then it had a strong working life flying tours in Alaska up until right after the September 11th tragedies happened, and when the FAA mandated sterile cockpit doors, the engineering to do that in DC-3s wasn't cost effective, and so they retired the airplanes. And now a friend of mine bought this airplane and took it over to Normandy for the 75th anniversary of D-Day. So the airplane in 2019 spent a little over a month in Europe and did the track up the Blue Spruce route to get over across the pond. So
amazing. And you pilot this aircraft?
I do. Yep.
And tell me a little bit about your background. You're especially, to pilot a DC-3 is amazing.
Yeah, so I'm a third-generation pilot. My grandfather flew P-38s over the hump in World War II. My dad owned a manufacturing company and bought and sold airplanes, used airplanes for corporate travel. And then he had an affinity for warbirds, and so he flew museum warbirds, including the DC-3. So I grew up with my dad flying a museum C-47, and so that's where my affinity for that airplane started. And so aviation's all I've ever done. I've been involved in aircraft sales since I was a teenager, and used the DC-3 as our proverbial Goodyear blimp. It's a marketing tool. And then when we are marketing other airplanes for sale, we use the DC-3. We do a really neat air-to-air video and photography. Remind me and I'll show you some of that. But the DC-3 serves in a formation with our jet airplanes and turboprops that we represent to sell. And it just really adds, I don't know how to describe it, just a level of emotion. When we're marketing airplanes, I always believe that if you're going to sell a racehorse, you never take a picture of a racehorse in the stable. You get picture or video of the horse in its full gait running down the track, serving its purpose. The emotion around airplanes is that they are shown better in movement, and so we use this airplane and then a photo ship to showcase these airplanes, what they're really designed to do. So, oddly enough, we're talking about a cockpit that we're getting ready. The guy that I was just meeting before you represents the company that's going to replace the whole instrument panel for me. So, we're doing a full flat panel Garmin G600 panel in the airplane. So the DC-3 is a simple airplane, runs on a 28-volt electrical system with 2 generators, and then everything else is mechanical except for the hydraulic system, which is mechanically actuated here with these levers and that control the valves right here. But the gear and flaps are hydraulic. The cowl flaps are hydraulic, and our windshield wipers are hydraulic, believe it or not, and then hydraulic brakes as well. But everything else is either mechanical or electric, and it's a DC powered airplane with only one instrument running on AC power, which is the attitude indicator.
cool them down when they're smoldering out. I'm the fireman. That's my name. We're gonna burn it down.
And sir, can you tell me a little bit about your product?
Sure. This is called Saved. It's the first of its type ever to be certified for commercial aviation use. And what it does is when you have smoke in the cockpit and it's really bad vent, it's gotten so bad that you can't even see out the windscreen nor at your instruments. We provide sort of a copy of the HUD display, which has the HUD and nose cam video on enhanced vision system type of aircraft. And we pipe that video directly inside the oxygen mask so that even if you can't see your hand in front of your face, you can still see the HUD display, you can still see in front of the aircraft, you can still aviate, navigate, and communicate, even though you can't have zero visibility inside the aircraft.
And do you have airlines or private or military using it now?
Sure. So right now, we've got it certified on the Boeing 777, and it's in the process of being installed on FedEx's fleet of aircraft.
Wow.
We just finished the flight test on the 767 last month. The 757 is next, and we're also working on the G550 and the G650. Those cert plans are also already in. So we're going after a whole slew of aircraft, and when it comes to the military, this is a fantastic product, I think, for any of the aircraft that are transport, special mission aircraft, basically any aircraft without an ejection seat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was Navy, and I flew in the back of a C-130, of course, and I flew in the back of a C-40, glorified 737.
Sure.
This would be perfect for both of those aircraft.
Thanks.
And I also want to thank you for your service. You said you were Air Force?
I was.
What'd you do in the Air Force?
So I was a developmental engineer, and so we worked on a lot of new aircraft types. We worked on counter IED stuff. We worked on munitions, self-driving cars, all kinds of stuff before something. But yeah, so this is great. I think that the applicability for DoD is fantastic, and we're super excited to push it out to market, especially a brand new product category that could really save lives.
I think it's great. Thank you, sir.
Sure, my pleasure.
This is just the start. Next time in part 2, we get up close with the Boeing BBJ, delve into the latest turboprops, DAR TBM, and their Kodiak multi-use aircraft, and explore the cutting edge of flight design. You won't want to miss the next exciting episode of Sky Dogs.